Hi everyone, my name is Anya Cronin-McCartney and you're very welcome to join me for another episode of my Top 5 in NI. We've had loads of great new music releases over the last 4 to 6 weeks, and especially from our ever-growing collection of singer-songwriters, which is reflected in my list for this month. So you all know the drill by now. Thank you so much for tuning in again, and this is my Top 5 in NI for May 2018. So starting things off, and at number 5 for this month, it is Glass Wings and his track Little While. For anyone who isn't familiar with this act, Glass Wings is the moniker of Limavady / Belfast-based singer-songwriter Stephen Jones, and if you haven't heard of him before, I think this track is a really good introduction to him as an artist. The song starts really simply with only some guitar before the introduction of Stephen's vocals, and his lyrics, which are both really modest but also very moving at the same time. The song then really builds with more keys and cymbals coming in and a collection of guitars, and becomes really atmospheric towards the end. Little While, which is the first release leading in a collection of songs and what I believe to be an album coming later on this year, is an incredible first release, and if it is anything to go by, I am very excited to hear the rest of the album and the rest of the songs to come from Glass Wings, so check this one out first. Gaze is Ghost is my number 4 for this month, with the absolutely stunning single that is Home. This pseudonym for Northern Irish based composer Laura McGarrigle, and now also Keith Mannion of Slow Place Like Home and Casey Miller of Zed Penguin, now forming a more complete band lineup for the project. Home is actually the second single from what is to be Gaze is Ghost's debut album, Lapis Cobalt Indigo Blue, and it's just a really vulnerable song with sparse instrumentation that has really helped add to the power of the lyrics and created this really raw and vulnerable track, which for me was both minimal and epic all at the same time, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of that debut album. So if you haven't already, check out Home by Gaze is Ghost. Gorgeous old pop act Larks and her summery track Holiday are my number 3 for this month. The former Runaway Go frontwoman Fiona O'Kane has re-emerged as Larks, accompanied by this really dazzling song Holiday. The song itself, which contains a really sweet melody along with dreamy guitar, has helped make this song a really addictive pop song, and I enjoyed having it on repeat throughout that 2 weeks of summer we got a few weeks ago, and just think this song contains so much warmth and really helps show off Fiona's vocal ability, and I'm very excited to hear more releases from her as Larks. So if you haven't already, check out Holiday. Plastic Skeletons, the brand new single from Jealous of the Birds, is my number 2 for this month. Jealous of the Birds, who had a spectacular start to the year by signing to Atlantic Records, is back with a brand new single, Plastic Skeletons. The song, which starts off with a really mesmerising and enjoyable drum beat, then descends into what I felt was a really fully formed rock indie hit, and the song really highlights for me what is Naomi Hamilton's strength, and that her ability to create really free-flowing poetic lyrics and then just put them against the backdrop of a hugely blistering rock indie arrangement. This song comes from Jealous of the Birds' forthcoming EP, The Moths of What I Want Will Eat Me in My Sleep, which is out on July the 13th, and I am very much looking forward to hearing that. And for my number 1 this month, it comes from a considerably new act, Alice LA, and her debut single, Swipe Right. This song, which lyrically takes a look at modern dating and kind of, swiping right in the love of your life, is such a huge, fun, kind of synth-based pop song, and I myself have been obsessed with this song since I first heard it. I actually heard it playing when I was out somewhere on the radio, and looked it up for myself afterwards just to kind of see who the artist was, and was really surprised to find that it was from somebody local. And it's just really great to hear kind of new music like that coming through. Alice's vocal range and her voice are incredible as well, really deep and rich, and such a range on her, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing more of her releases, particularly after such an incredible debut single. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in to my top 5 in NI for May 2018. As always, if you have anything you want me to listen to, send it over to my page on your Cronin-McCartney, and I'll see you again next month.